Hey, how's it going, friends? My name is Shidaki from the Let's Play channel HalvedStudios, and welcome back to more Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And in the last episode, we finished up everything we have to do here on Dantooine, and we're going to be heading off the planet today on the Ebon Hawk. So let's get started, because we have to go hunt down the Star Forge on many different planets. Padawan, a word, if I may. There are many rumors about your most recent meeting with the Jedi Council. There is talk that they are sending you on a mission to help us against Malak and the Sith. How did you know about that? I saw you going to the council chambers. You were in there for some time, and I naturally assumed the council had given you a task to perform. Yeah, I have been, casually walking in and out of that place. Please understand that I'm not asking you to reveal anything that could endanger the Order or the Republic. Whatever task the council has given you, is for your ears, not mine. Well, I don't think you have ears. I only wanted to wish you well and to warn you to be careful. There are many evils out there, many dangers, and the Sith are not the only minions of the dark side. What could be more dangerous than the Sith? The double Sith. Ah! Master Durak has been training me to succeed him as chronicler here at the Academy. In my studies, I have come across tales of a creature that were born of the dark side, monsters of pure evil. The worst of these abominations is the Tentarak, a beast that feeds on the blood of those strong in the Force. Over the centuries, many Jedi have fallen to the ravenous hunger. What makes the creature so dangerous? Well, he eats Force sensitives, obviously. Those midichlorians got some nice tasty sauce. The Trentak is a predator, and we Jedi are its prey. They are incredibly strong with primal cunning, and they have an inborn resistance to the Force. Oh, well, fuck that. There are many who believe Fortunately, the Trentak are quite well. They dwell in the most dangerous, darkest places, in fact. One has not been seen for nearly 40 years. Well, it sounds like they're extinct. I fear Malak's rise has awoken these creatures from their dormant state. Once the Sith are beaten, I would not be surprised if the Council organized another great hunt to try and exterminate them. The Great Hunt, what's that? The Great Hunt was organized by the Jedi Council shortly after the war with Exar Kun. The Jedi were scattered throughout the galaxy, helping to rebuild from the devastation. Many Jedi vanished during this period, disappearing from a variety of worlds without warning. We did not know they had been slain until their mutilated bodies had been discovered. The Council investigated and discovered that the Trendak were behind the killings. It was decided that the galaxies had to be purged of these insoluble monsters, though the cost proved high. So the Jedi killed the creatures. The Trendak was an abomination. They are ruthless engines of death and destruction. The Council had no choice but to destroy them for the greater good of the galaxy. Many Jedi banded together and journeyed to the planets where the suspected harboring of the Trendak. The Great Hunt did not rest until all the creatures had been slain, or almost all. There were still rumors of a Trendak on the planet of Korriban, a dark world some believed to be the birthplace of the Sith. That is where Exar Kun was corrupted during the First Sith War. They never went to Korriban, the Council, fearing more Jedi might fall to the dark side, declaring the Great Hunt was officially over, though 3 Jedi were approved to continue the work. The work of killing Trendaks, you mean? The Jedi chosen to continue the hunt on their own were Doran Keldrama, Gunhal Slish, and Salah Nur. I hate these names. These 3 shared a powerful bond. Each of them were. The Council felt that together they would be able to defeat any Trendak they found, and by supporting each other, they could resist the temptation of Korriban and the lure of the dark side. But none of the 3 survived. Their master felt them become one with the Force when they left this world. He believed they were slain by one of the monsters they sought. The Council felt it was too dangerous to send anyone else in search of their remains, so their exact fate is not known. But let their death serve as a warning to you, Padawan. Okay, thank you for the warning. I will be careful. Let's see. Okay, no, I'll be going now. Have a good day, sir. That was a very long ramble from a guy who just kind of randomly wants to talk about 3 dead Jedi. Let's see. Did I actually want to buy anything from you before we get out of here? Let's see what you got for sale. Medkits. I wish I could see how many I have. Remember there was, that's really good. Nah. I'll save it. I'll save it. Because, as good as it is, oh.
How can I help?
Well, the text box said you wanted to talk.
No, not bothering me. Not exactly. I've been thinking about what the Jedi Council said about the two of us. There is a bond between us. I do not dispute that. I can feel it, as I'm sure you can. The nature of that bond and its effect on our mission remain in question.
I think you're interested in more than just the bond between us.
Please. I'm a Jedi. Such feelings, such attractions are, well, they're beneath me, quite frankly. I admit I find you intriguing. I mean, I find your command of the Force intriguing, but my interest in you is purely academic. Surely you can understand why. Our fates are strongly connected. So connected that a literal bond has been forged between us. I saw your service records when you were transferred aboard the Ender Spire, but nothing beyond that. I know very little about you. I'd like to ask you some questions, given our relationship.
Our relationship? Is that kind of some kind of clumsy come on? Okay, the flirting in this game is really like ham-fisted.
I was referring to the bond we share, the one the Jedi Council spoke of. If I was actually interested in you, rest assured I could come up with a much better approach than this.
Okay, then let's see it. I like to imagine that, like, the Force bond is almost half the reason why he's such, like, a blunt-headed idiot about this. Because it's just like, Force bond attracted. You're pretty! Sure, go ahead.
Touched a nerve? No. Getting on my nerves? Most definitely. I suppose this is what you men consider being witty. Now, are you going to answer my questions, or would you rather just keep annoying me?
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of a fan of both. Let's do both.
Don't worry. These are simple questions. Nothing too intrusive. First, what kind of background do you have?
I am a scout!
Good. On which planet were you born?
Darila. Never heard of that one.
Excellent. Your current age is?
72.
Yes. Well, the truth is, I was studying how you responded to my questions. Your reactions helped me judge you. This was a test for me to learn more about your character.
Hold on. Are you saying this is my character interrogation?
You were honest, which is good. And you treated this as a serious matter, which it is. This bond we share will shape both our destinies. It is not to be taken lightly. But I imagine you've had enough questions for a while. So many things have happened to you since Taurus. It's probably a lot for you to absorb. We can speak again later, after you've had time to think about all this.
Absolutely. Okay, so something I'm going to do now, I'm going to be doing this on most planets. I'm going to go onto the Ebon Hawk. Oh, you know what? I don't need to go on the Ebon Hawk. Never mind. Okay, well, I'm going to get off the Ebon Hawk, and I'm going to take characters with me. I want to test something real quick. Okay, so I'm going to hang out here at the Ebon Hawk.
Your wish?
Because I got these characters, and they have a ton of pent-up experience, and I want to level them all up. Because you can't level your allies up on the Ebon Hawk, you have to do it off it. So I'm just going to quickly cycle everybody out and level them up real quick. So this is Juhani, Jedi Guardian. Jedi Guardians are basically the soldier version of Guardians. They're there for shooting, they get lots of feats, they get lots of attacks. So I want to... Yeah, weapon focus. You know, dueling first. Dueling first. Okay, there we go. Increase that. Now, the powers we want to give to Jahani are going to be the... Yep. Okay, well, of course, Cure, because everybody needs Cure. Level up, attributes. We're going to increase her dexterity to increase her attack. Skills, once again, awareness and treat injury, because that's the only thing you can do with this. Powers. Let's see. She's gonna be an actual, like, sword combatant, so we want... Yeah, wound. We want wound. That's good for her. Once again, leveling up that. Feet. Dueling 2. And then, of course, for speed, because that increases the amount of attacks you get. Increase Jahani again. Skills. Awareness. Treat injury. Powers. Choke. Yep, choke is really good. Okay, there we go. And now let's level up Canderous. Skills. Again, boom, done. Feats. Okay, doesn't need 2-weapon fighting. Already got max rapid shot. Already got maxed out for his heavy weapon specialization. Already got maxed out for his toughness. Ah, damn, what feats do I give him? I guess implants. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there we go. Now we cycle out everybody. Ah. Come on, Canderous, get over here. Okay. And then we swap out the party. And we add in Mission and Zalbar. Now let's level up Mission. Ooh, she gets another attribute point. To increase her dexterity to 18, which gives her another AC point and more to hit. Of course, just increase all of her stuff. Yep. Feats. Now... Improved Master Sniper Shot, of course. That's really good. There we go. Level up Mission again. Skills. Boop, 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 boop. Done. Oh, wait, no. Treat injury as well. Level up. Okay, Zalbar. Skills. Demolition, awareness. Treat injury. Nice. Feats. 2-weapon fighting, yes, very good. Except, level up. Ooh, attribute point. Increases strength. Why not? Just make him unnecessarily powerful. Okay, skills. Gotta keep maxing all that. Feats. Ooh, master power attack, yes. Except, level up. Skills. Ah! Oh, there's so much to do. It's because I've been... Okay, cool. Now, we swap them out. We swap Zalbar out for T80. And now, robot droid level ups are a little different. Increased dexterity. Yeah. Because, when they level up, they actually get, like, a completely different... class compared to everybody else. So much so that T80 doesn't need, or M3, I forget his name. Boom, boom, increase awareness. Yes, okay, feats. Okay, so he's already got improved 2-weapon fighting. Blaster focus pistol or toughness? Yeah, let's go toughness. Let's make our droid a resilient little boy. T3, that's his name. Okay, so yeah, because he's a droid and he gets droid levels, he actually gets a really kind of strange level up. Okay, there we go. Is that... Okay, cool. Everyone's done. Now let's head on to the Ebon Hawk. Now, I do this very specifically because, each NPC's level, or each party member's level, is what determines their conversation. So you have to have them all leveled up in order to talk to them. So this is the Ebon Hawk, our very own, not Millennium Falcon, but it's the Millennium Falcon, guys. Look how Millennium Falcon-y it is. And we have all our allies, just like good old Mass Effect, hanging around here.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about Terrace. I still can't believe it's gone. I mean, I grew up there, and now it's just gone.
I mean, it's not gone. It's still there. It's kind of smoldering, but it's still there. You know, it's just everything you cared about is gone. That doesn't help. I'm trying to be a better Jedi. How can I help you? It's just like, Jedi mind trick, you feel better. I feel better. It's like, did it. Malik will pay for what he did.
Yeah, I know. The Jedi got rid of Revan, so I figure Malik's days are numbered too. But that doesn't make the pain go away, you know? Look, I'm not saying I can't go on or anything like that. It's just... it's a shock, you know? I mean, I knew the Sith were evil and all, but the reality of it kind of slaps you in the face. But I suppose that's why we need to stop Malik, right? The more time I spend dwelling on Terrace, the more chance some other planet will get wiped out. I guess that's what it comes down to. So don't worry about me. I'll be okay. And if you need my help against Malik or the Sith, I'll be there for you.
Thanks for the support, Mission.
Hey there. What can I do for you?
I want to talk about your brother.
I'm sorry for the way I acted before. It's just that when it comes to Lena, I tend to get a little worked up.
I've noticed.
My brother and me had a good thing going. Sure, Griff had his run-ins with the law on Terrace, but we got by okay, until Lena came and ruined everything. She was a dancer at the cantina where my brother used to go play Pazik. Griff could be a real smooth talker, and it wasn't long before the two of them were dating. But Lena was used to dating rich Teresian nobles, guys with mountains of credits. Griff could never give her the lifestyle she was used to, no matter how hard he worked. I thought Lena would brush Griff off when she saw how poor he was, but for some reason, she stuck around. I guess she saw the potential for a big payday down the road. I saw Lena for what she really was, a busty, credit-grubbing cantina rat. She used Griff and took away the only family I had. After they'd been together for a few months, Griff told me he was leaving Terrace. He and Lena were going to try and make their fortune off-world. He promised as soon as he made enough credits he'd come back and get me, and we'd all live like royalty. That was 2 years ago. I haven't seen him since. I don't even know where he went. Oh, I know what happened. As soon as she got him off Taurus, Lena sunk her claws into Griff butt good. She twisted him around her little finger and made him forget all about me. I know I'll probably never see Griff again. But part of the reason I came with you was the hope that I could find out what happened to my brother. Don't worry. I won't let the search for Griff get in the way of what we're doing. Let's just get back to the task at hand. Is there anything else I can help you with? I'm not the one you should ask about Dantooine. I didn't even know there was a Jedi Academy here. I always thought it was just a bunch of settlers and farmers. Sorry I can't be more help, you know? Is there anything else I can do for you? Don't worry. Okay. Hey there. What? Don't worry.
Okay. Well, that's everything Mission has to say. You know, it is actually somewhat surprising that the Jedi Temple on Dantooine is a secret. Because, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a prohibition from leaving the planet. So unless they swear every settler to secrecy or something like that, you know, it's like, you know, I go off-worldly, like, get drunk and be like, huh, fucking Jedi on Dantooine. And it's just like, you what, mate? There's a Jedi on Dantooine. Thank you very much, stab. Go over, blow up Dantooine. We did it! The Sith win! Alright, so the Ebon Hawk as a ship, it's got everything you could want. It's got everything. It's got a workbench. It's got storage containers. It's got a hyperdrive, which is always fun. It's got a bunch of storage containers here, unless you don't feel. Oh my, am I stuck? Unless if you feel like emptying out your inventory into some of these. None of these have anything in it. But like if you don't feel like having mountains of inventory, you can like stick stuff in the. You can stick stuff in the metal box. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my ceremonial swords in there, just because storing them is a good thing to do, I suppose. Because I'm never gonna use them again. You know, I had them on the I feel bad throwing them away because they saved my life on the Endar Spire, but also I have a new shiny glow stick of death, and it's very fun. Hey, what's up, Canderous?
Yeah, what do you want?
Words.
I was one of the best youth warriors in the clan Ordo in my time. No one before me had mastered the power of our basilisk war droids as quickly as I had. Except Mandalore himself, of course. In those days, we were sweeping across the Outer Rim, destroying all who fought us. Young Mandalores would prove themselves in real combat with unknown opponents above 1,000 worlds. Each brought back stories of his achievements.
And what's your story?
I remember it well, orbiting high above a placid world, its defenses just stirring. As was tradition, I would go ahead of the first wave to find enemies in the thickest fighting. I remember sitting there in my armor, linked directly with a basilisk thrumming beneath me, my heart racing with fear of the coming battle.
I thought you Mandalorians didn't get afraid.
Every new warrior has to fear to understand how to beat it. You must know that. The doors opened in front of me, and the air was sucked out of the drop bay, scattering crystals of frozen vapor across my path. I can't describe what it feels like to look directly down at a world, falling continuously as you circle it, with barely 15 centimeters of armor plate protecting you. When the magnetic locks disengaged on my droid, I plunged out of the drop bay towards the battle that waited below.
You dropped riding a fucking droid?
The exhilaration, the euphoria I felt as I streaked into the atmosphere, dodging self-guided projectiles and beam weapons, was unmatched. An 80-kilometer plunge through the atmosphere, dodging and weaving, the outside of my armor glowing like the sun with the heat of re-entry. And with barely 30 meters to spare, I twisted and skimmed the surface, firing at the giant beam generators that were in my path. The explosion from that sent shock waves that leveled the entire complex around it. It was the moment of my life.
That droid sounds badass.
I'll never forget those times. But things are different now. We can't go on fighting the way we did. There are too few of us left now. But I really don't want to talk about this anymore. I trust I've satisfied your curiosity for now. Is there something else you want to know?
Sure. So, all of your companions can also refill your inventory, so he can give you adrenal stimulants, which is really cool. It's unfortunate that the only stimulants he'll give you are strength stimulants.
Stimulants make a warrior out of even the weakest human. Here's a speed-boosting stimulant to help you get quicker. There anything else you need?
He actually gives us different ones? I swear, as I play this game, I've only ever gotten strength from him. Huh. Do you know anything about the world?
From what we saw from space, this world doesn't have a lot of people. I couldn't really have found much work here anyway, so I never had an interest. It looks like a farm world. The Republic has thousands of these places. Ones that get by farming crops and hunting herds of native beasts. But I might have underestimated this place. It seems to be more than I thought. Do you have anything else you want to ask?
Yeah, do you got any more drugs?
Here's a stamina boost.
Okay. Hey, do you got any more drugs? Yeah! Give me more drugs! More drugs!
Here's a strength.
More drugs! More drugs! More drugs! More drugs! More drugs!
Hey, don't worry. I think you've got enough there as it is. You don't want to overload yourself on stims. Otherwise, you might destroy your adrenal system. A real warrior knows his own limits and doesn't overestimate himself.
Well, I mean, it's just like, you're like a free fucking dispenser. I just rotate your arm slightly and another drug pops out your ass. It's real great. That was a weird way to say that. How about more stories?
You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted, eh?
Yeah,
I knew you were.
I didn't know worlds could get drunk.
Your stagnant republic has never seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now. If a world isn't strong enough to defend itself, it's basically forfeit. But this story is about something a little different. We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy, playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover. But that was a mistake. The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on a side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other, just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it, something inactive in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that. Maybe, but maybe not. It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed. We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts. Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance.
So that's
Is there something else you want to know?
That's a fun reference to, that's actually a Yuson Vong. That's actually the one of the antagonists in a book series of Star Wars that is set, like, way after the fall of the Empire. That, like, Luke Skywalker and all of them have to fight. It's fun to have a reference for that kind of stuff. Do you got any more drugs?
Hey, don't...
More war stories.
I don't have as many strange stories like the last one I told you, but I do have a couple about me and the stuff I've done. In one battle above the world of Althir, my unit managed to defeat a force of Althiri 10 times our own size. That battle gained me command of an entire subsect of my clan. For 5 days, they had managed to hold off our forces, keeping us to the outer rings of their world, preventing us from attacking it directly. My task was to assault one of their flanks with a false attack. The Althiri would be drawn out by the units I had sent in. Once they had surrounded those units, the bulk of my forces would attack from the rear and defeat them in detail. Things didn't go as I had planned. I saw an opening. A mistake they had made in the disposition of their forces, and took it. While fending off our main force, they had let their fleet split in two. The center of their entire fleet was left exposed. I turned my forces and assaulted the center of their fleet, decimating them. Their slow, ponderous ship could not turn to face us without being overwhelmed. The command vessels were destroyed in seconds. Their ranks were thrown into chaos. It was amusing to watch the surviving ships scatter and flee. Several even tried to dive through the plane of the rings to escape us. They were shredded by the rings, or crashed into rocks, or were destroyed by our forces as we pursued them. Warriors do not flee from a battle if they are losing. They fight to the end, as we did against your Jedi Revan. Another time, maybe, I'll tell you about how the war with the Republic went. For now, let's just get on with things. Is there something else? Hey, I think I'll tell you a bit about the recent war we had with the Republic. That might be more familiar to you. The one where Jedi Revan beat my people. We started by conquering worlds outside the Republic. We did it quietly so the Republic wouldn't really know what was going on until it was too late. When we finally did hit the Republic worlds, they had no idea we were coming. We came in through 3 invasion corridors in adjacent sectors. Anyone who put up a fight, or wouldn't fight, was crushed. We razed whole worlds trying to provoke the Republic into fighting us. I don't particularly enjoy wiping out worlds for its own sake, But the cowardly tactics the Republic defenders used left us little choice.
What do you mean?
Hiding in the homes of civilians, using families as shields, thinking we would not use appropriate force on their bases inside major cities. They underestimated our resolve, and what measures are acceptable in war. Those who cannot defend themselves should not be around those who can in battle. If annihilating a city is the kind of power it takes to overwhelm a Republic shield device, then that's what we did. Necessary force to destroy all opposition.
But killing people is wrong!
It's wrong to hide with shields surrounding you, hoping the enemy will be so good as to throw themselves at your feet to be slaughtered. I have no time or patience for cowards. They deserve to be hunted down and exterminated like vermin. There was no honor in wiping them out like rats. But some of your forces did redeem the Republic in our eyes. Especially later. Later, when Revan had joined the war. But we'll get back to that. We've wasted too much time already. Is there something else you want to know?
So basically, all of these are conversations that have been accruing over time because he's been leveling up, but we haven't been talking to him, so we're getting them all done now. Drugs?
Hey, We fought against the Republic forces for some time, over the course of many battles. At the start, they were not much of a threat to speak of. But once the Jedi Revan took charge, things began to turn against us. The Republic fleets began to use more than just basic tactics. Feints, counterattacks, mass deceptions. Revan was a genius on the field. Revan abandoned worlds of their defenders so that others would be too fortified to strike, and was willing to make sacrifices in order to advance goals. And in the end, Revan proved too much for us. But it was close. So close. It looked like the entire galaxy was within our grasp. I still remember that final battle in the skies above Malachor 5. The two fleets filling the space around it, outshining the stars. Yeah, we lost. But there is no shame in it. We lost to the greatest single warrior the Republic has ever known. It was not your ships, or your men, or your vaunted fight for freedom that won this, the final battle of the war. It was by the actions of one person, the Jedi Revan, that you prevailed. His strategies and tactics defeated the best of us. Even Mandalore himself was taken aback by the ferocity of his attacks, the tenacity of his defenses, and the subtleties of his plans. He fought us to a standstill, and then began pushing back. We really didn't have a chance.
Why didn't you retreat?
It was what we had wanted all along, in a way. We wanted to fight the best, in a battle that would be remembered for centuries. And we did. And Revan won. I don't hold a grudge against Revan, and neither do any of my people. It was the greatest moment of my life to be in that battle. If Revan had been a Mandalorian, nothing in the galaxy would have stopped us. But wishing for the past to be different is useless. Better look to the future, as we should now. We'll talk more later, I think. Is there something else you want to know? Hey, there anything else you... The war we had with the Republic was supposed to be the most glorious battle in our history. But it was a very costly one. I guess we didn't think of how much we could lose in it. There weren't many of us after that last battle. Mandalore himself was killed at the hands of the Jedi Revan. The best of us could not defeat him. After that last battle, those of us that survived were stripped of our weapons, our armor, and our basilisks. Revan's forces destroyed them while we were forced to watch. Those who hadn't fled earlier were left with nothing to call their own. No weapons, no armor, only the honor of having fought in the battle we just lost. For many, this was not enough. While the rest of us were sent into exile on the Outer Rim, they tried to relive the old days, raiding worlds. They're nothing more than bandits now. Yeah, I came to Taris. And forcing for Davik was not stimulating. The gangs on Taris and Davik's rivals were trash. They give no thrill in battle, no honor or glory in defeating them. It was like stepping on bugs. I sought worthy challenges, but the best that Taris could offer were nothing to me. But I think now, with you, I may finally find opponents worth fighting. Maybe later I'll tell you more about what it was like to work for Davik. For now, though, we should get on with our lives. Is there something else you want to know? Hey, are there any... Your choice.
Okay, that was a long talk. That was about yeah, that was just all the, because we're like halfway to max level at this point. So like all the conversations just keep piling up because I think as every other level they get a new conversation. So I have to pile these things on. So let's explore a bit of the Ebon Hawk. You know what? I'm gonna run this episode long. Because I'm just gonna talk to everybody in this episode. This is all we're gonna be doing this episode. If you're not interested in that, I apologize. But I'm just going to explore the Ebon Hawk for now. Ooh, supplies. Oh, hey, yeah, I guess we would need food in these kinds of places. Man, I would love to have a spaceship. Like a Star Wars spaceship. Because it's basically like a big super-powered mobile home. Like, it's a big super-powered space RV, basically. Because, I mean, you got like the beds. I mean, especially if you get like a cruiser ship like we got, or a freighter. Like, you could easily retrofit this room to be like, maybe even like chop it up with some dividers and turn it into like 2 or 3 big fancy bedrooms. Like just have your big ship be a big old party ship. That's great. I love that. I love that idea. I'd love to have a big space mobile home. Because you just fly around the galaxy, stock up on food and water, land, pay the docking fee, and you just live in your ship and like explore. That sounds fun. I don't know how you'd manage funds, mercenary work, I suppose. Okay, so this is T3. T3 doesn't really have much to say. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Okay, so he can make programming spikes, computer spikes. Okay, but he doesn't really make a lot because the game doesn't want you to abuse it. Unlike the drugs! You don't talk much, do you? Okay, just chime in if you have any advice. So with T3, it doesn't matter how much you talk to him. He does not have anything to say. He's a very quiet good boy. Because he's basically just a droid. And he hasn't really been active long enough to build enough of a personality to turn on the droid effect yet. I will explain the droid effect eventually. I will do it when I do the special thing I do with T3. Because that seems like a good time to talk about it. Alright, hello Zalbar! Is there something you want? Do you know anything about the planet we're on? I know that this isn't my homeworld, and that's all I care about. There's nothing here to interest me. So Zalbar, kind of like T3, also doesn't have a lot to say. But that's mostly because Zalbar actually is, well, one of the planets we're going to is Kashyyyk. Spoiler alert, the Wookiee has stuff to do on Kashyyyk. All of Zalbar's character development is on Kashyyyk. Give me a grenade. Alright, let's see. Do you have another grenade? Alright, let's see. I think you have... Okay. Do you have another grenade? Yeah. Come on. Use my companions like Pez dispensers of death. Another grenade. Yes. More grenades. 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 We've already got a bunch of... Damn it! My Wookiee-shaped grenade Pez dispenser has ran out of ammunition. I wonder if you could help me with a problem. Unless you want someone threatened or a door bashed in, you should ask somebody else. Oh, that's not fair. You're a lovely person, Zalbar. I'd like to know a little more about you. I will honor my life debt, but I don't feel we share more than that. Mission may say more, but I will not. You don't trust me? It is nothing personal. I just don't feel you could understand anything about me. The ways of my people are not for outsiders to know. You have to be content with that. Alright, that's fine. You'll have to tell me more eventually. That may be, but not today. So, something interesting about Wookiees and life debts. Zalbar, you're kind of stabbing my colon. That's, I'm just gonna get out of there. Okay. So interesting, like, Wookiees live for a couple thousand years. So the idea of life debts are not that weird, because, like, a Wookiee, like, commanding a life debt to a human is kind of like the equivalent of adopting a puppy for us. Like, yeah, it's great. It probably will take a significant portion of your life, but you will probably outlive that dog. So, like, he has a life debt to me, but that'll only be, like, 1/10 of his life, which is still big, but, you know, considering it's called a life debt, it's not as bad as you'd think. All right, Juhani, let's have a talk.
I feel I must apologize for the way I acted towards you before
Sure.
in the Grove. It was wrong of me.
Yeah, trying to stab me with your very violent glow stick was very rude of you.
I am sorry for attacking you. I am sorry for thinking you would only try to kill me. I hope that by helping you in your task, I may redeem myself in your eyes.
Yeah, you're fine.
And in my own.
Don't worry, Juhani, I forgive you. Ha! Unlikely.
Thank you. It is most reassuring to know that you can forgive me, even though I tried to take your life. I can only hope that, in our time journeying together, I will succeed.
No problem.
How may I be of...
Wonder if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Okay, so I've been waiting this whole time. What's up with your freaky eyes?
How I came to be a Jedi? I am sure you would not find it very interesting. Are you sure you would like to hear?
Sure, why not? I feel like being bored.
Well, it goes back a number of years. Back on my homeworld, we did not see Jedi very often, especially where I lived. It was not the homeworld of the Cathar that I lived on. My parents had long fled from that place, and perhaps that is a story for another time. Rather, it was a human hive world that I was raised on, the hind end of space, a pit of a world, to be sure, where Jedi rarely tread, but we had heard of them. Well, everyone had, so that is not to be unexpected. Champions of truth, defenders of justice, heroes of the Republic. It was very easy for a child to be enthralled by their image, their mystique. Maybe I was one of those children. Yes, I did. When I saw a Jedi for the first time, they lived up to everything my imagination had created them to be. I was awed, and maybe a little enamored. They were quite striking, especially the tales of their leader. From that moment on, I knew that I would have to try to become a Jedi, to lift myself out of the rut I had been living in for years, and to make a real difference, as the Jedi were. The foolish delusions of a child, but this child made it happen. As soon as I was able, I left my world and went in search of them. I found them and was accepted. I had been living my dream on Dantooine for several years before you came, although perhaps I was not entirely ready for it, or not completely suited to the task. Otherwise, I would not have fallen. But thanks to you, I have been redeemed. Perhaps I may yet live to see that dream of mine come true. Come, there is much we should do. Let us not waste time.
Okay, you know what? Actually, no. Hold on a minute. Juhani, you should not be upset about falling to the dark side. Okay, maybe a little bit, because 35 people died. But you shouldn't be you shouldn't be upset about falling to the dark side. It's literally your fucking teacher did that. Your fucking teacher made you fall to the dark side to give you perspective on the dark side. That was literally your teacher's fault. They staged that. Which, by the way, hold on a fucking second. What's up with the damn Jedi all of a sudden? It's just like, why do they not care about the 35 people who died to the Cathhound attacks? Because that was their fault, because they made Juhani fall to the dark side. Juhani made the Cathhounds go crazy. Oh my god. The Jedi suck.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
Don't call me Padawan, it's weird.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Are you alright?
I thank you for your concern, but I am still a bit shaken. I have been thinking about myself, about Quatra, and about my fall to the dark side. I keep thinking that it was my anger that drove me that far, that nearly damned me. I look inside myself now and I can still see it. I still feel it.
Perhaps you need more time.
More time would do me good. Time to distance myself from that anger. I think that is why the Council agreed to send me with you. They think, perhaps, that in your company, I will be able to free myself from it. I thank you for your concern and your acceptance. I will strive to prove that I am worthy of your company and trust. How may I be... What is it?
Alright, that's all of Juhani's talks. Also, yeah, fucking, that's not... The Jedi just, like, just because they didn't directly kill them, like, that doesn't mean it's okay. You fuckers were the inadvertent reason of the deaths of 35 people because you had to test your damn student. That's shitty. Really, really shitty. Alright, well, let's talk to... Oh, okay, this is the galaxy map. So this part of the Ebon Hawk, this is where we actually go to, pick our next stop. But first, let's talk to Bastila and Karth, our designated wife and husband in the game.
How can I help?
Is there something you want to ask me?
I do. How did you know?
Because we got this weird sex bond. Please stop calling it a sex bond. No! I just imagine, like, my character is just the biggest asshole ever. Well, your face is all scrunched up like a Krath pup.
A Kinrath pup.
Kinrath.
It most certainly is not. I am a Jedi, remember? I have far too much mental discipline to reveal what goes on inside my mind with such obvious physical clues. My thoughts remain hidden,
staring at my dick.
including whatever my feelings are for you. I mean, whatever I feel... whatever I think about you. That is you... Why must you be so impossibly infuriating? You know very well what I am really talking about. I am referring to the bond between us, the one the Jedi Council spoke of. Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you.
You can warn me when I do something naughty. Blink once for dark side, blink twice for the light.
This is not a joke.
No.
The choices you make could affect both our destinies.
I mean, that's...
Not to mention the fate of the Republic and the entire galaxy. There is much at stake. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the influence of the dark side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force.
I mean, look, I love to make jokes and I'm a bit of a naughty boy, but it's not like I'm gonna go slaughtering people or something. You know, I'm good, for the most part. I'm goodish neutral. Chaotic good. I'm chaotic good. I will try.
That's good to hear. Without the proper training, however, I'm afraid you will find the path difficult even with the best of intentions. There is great danger ahead for both of us. Our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have consequences for the other. Any reckless behavior on your part is likely to affect me as well. I believe you truly mean what you say, for now. But sometimes it is not so easy to keep such promises. Your power could be a gift or a curse. When you need guidance or advice or support, I will do my best to help you stay on the path of the light. I only hope I have the wisdom to help you through the dark times. But for now, we should return to our mission. How can I help? Then I suggest...
Okay, not much to say with Bastila. What about you, Karthy boy? What you got for me?
What's on your mind?
My hero, my knight, my man, Karth! Karth is great. He is single-handedly the reason I survived Terrace. He really is. He's great. He protects me. He keeps me safe at night. Oh, you've been very quiet, though. What's that? You've been very quiet lately, Karth. Yeah, it's because you call me your knight and your man, and it's getting a little weird, okay?
Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop.
Yeah, I guess you non-Jedi would have problems with that Why did you say non-Jedi like that? Oh, I don't know. I'm just... Because I'm an awesome Jedi now with all my power! It's like the fucking Yoda's like sitting in the window watching me. It's like, oh, I mean, I'm a good Jedi. I didn't mean to... I'm not... Okay, you caught me, alright?
Left out of the loop, you know, not being told anything, strung along. It's really starting to irritate me.
It would
For one
too,
thing,
walks
I want to
away.
know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it. I'm rather curious to know what went on, and why they didn't keep you on Dantooine for training. Isn't that strange?
Well, if you're curious about what they told me, they said, they basically said Malik is bad, go have, you have a sex bond with Bastila, stop calling it a sex bond! No! And, that's it. Oh, and go stop the greatest evil the galaxy's ever seen. You know, actually, in retrospect, they really didn't tell me much. Why don't you ask Beth?
I'd be more than happy to, but she's as closed-mouthed as the rest of the council. I'm hoping you'll be the one to enlighten me.
Oh, sure. Well, I pretty much gave you the ups and downs of it. They brought me in, said, you're a Jedi, Harry, handed me a lightsaber, and says, go kill Hitler. That's really all they did.
And why is that? You were a great help on Terrace, but why would they keep you with us? Don't they have to train you?
Well, I have the weird sex bond with Bastila. Stop it! No! I love the idea that my character is just an unrepentant dick. And he just kind of teases everybody. Well, I'm bonded with Bastila, I guess, so that, I mean, if you have like a bond with a Jedi Master, I guess that's good enough.
A bond? What kind of bond? You mean to say that they told you that you were tied to Bastila in some way?
Yeah.
I have trouble believing that. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps.
I don't know what neophyte means, but that hurt my feelings.
Why, that's not normal. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason.
Neophyte definition. Oh, okay, someone who's so new. Okay, neophyte just means someone who's new. That sounded way more mean than it actually was. Are you saying I'm not needed? Why are you going to get over it? Why did you leave? Bastila and I have a bond and we can do it together. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright. Are you saying I'm not needed right here?
No, I don't. I didn't mean that you weren't wanted or that I want to go. It's just... Damn it. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to wait around until I'm betrayed again.
Stop! I'm not going to betray you, maybe. Karth, I'm not going to betray you! Maybe. Just like, turn, maybe. Okay, no, I'm not going to betray you.
Yeah, we'll just see about that, won't we? Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it? Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing.
You're not insulting me, Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Dantooine's a boring place. It's all plains and herders and small settlements. Perfect for the Jedi to lose themselves in, I guess. Well, that's all I can think of, at any rate. You got it.
Alright, well, that's everybody's talks. You know, Karth, I'm sorry, man. Alright? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that like, everything is just sad for you, but... I want to be your friend, my dude! Alright, but that is everyone and everything, so I think I'm going to end this episode off here. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and in the next episode, we're actually going to be getting off the planet and heading to Kashyyyk. But until then, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all again. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.